genetically manipulated organisms. They were referred to as clones, and we spent almost an entire semester of my 8th grade science class learning about them. Through my experience in agriculture in the classroom and at home, I later learned that these organisms weren't just clones, but modified corn, soybeans, and fish and other organisms used as food commodities. In my sophomore year, I studied again about GMOs, and I learned again that they were beneficial to farmers and helped change part of our world. But it wasn't until I read that GMOs could help end world hunger, and they weren't just manipulating organisms, but modifying them to benefit the diets of hunger-stricken areas. My belief that GMOs weren't good stemmed from the idea that they were clones instead of purposeful food GMOs. Reading about the safety, I realized that they were more beneficial than not. With the benefits of altering food to provide vitamins and make food last longer, I realized that it could help hunger-stricken areas and give them opportunities to fight malnutrition. The benefits count far more than the contrary idea of GMs being unsafe. People often believe that GMs are not beneficial and can be dangerous to our health. The news feeds this idea that GMs are harmful. They say that GMs are dangerous and they alter genetics, and those genetics that are altered could mutate in your body. And they also say that the illness increase has spiked over the years once GMOs were introduced, which isn't necessarily true since the population has increased and our technology to discover illnesses has also increased. This misleading info given, although 20 years of public exposure, none of these issues have been proven to connect directly to GMs. GMs have a 20-year clean bill of health. Since GM crops were first commercialized in 1996, regulatory agencies in 59 countries have conducted extensive scientific reviews and affirmed the safety of GM crops with 2,497 approvals of 319 different GMO traits in 25 crops. The majority, 1,129 of approvals on GM crops have been on the food safety of the product, according to Monsanto. These GM products provide vitamins for staple foods in countries that rely on that food alone. The production of golden rice, which is a rice infused with the beta-carotene, can give the body the ability to process and synthesize this protein as vitamin A. This can contribute to help prevent blindness and death in many countries that truly rely on the food alone to survive. This gives them the ability to rely on the food instead of supplements that they could not afford or that they're not provided with in the area that they live. Farmers are also able to produce more yield and have the ability for their crops to survive through pesticides. Monsanto also says, GM crops can provide farmers with the means to improve yields under weed and insect pressure, decrease tillage to protect soil and water resources, and reduce pesticide applications, thereby decreasing the use of fossil fuels. Some benefits, such as decreased insecticide applicants, also are benefits recognized by consumers and environmentalists. Despite bad publicity, GMs could benefit our world of agriculture and help end world hunger. GMs can assist farmers grow agriculture, provide vitamins, adapt crops for growth, end world hunger, and save lives. GMs can benefit and provide our world with more options for nutrition than ever before.
How do they get the GMs to the third world countries? Like in Africa, would it be a non-profit thing where they just give it to? Because how would they make the people pay for it?
I don't necessarily know the answer to that. I know that they can be introduced where that's just what some people would go over and just bring things with them and they're donated and they're given, and then they do like trials, I'm sure, to figure out like if it would grow really well there, or if they need to alter it again so it grows better for that area.
Do you know what the largest GMO producing company is?
Monsanto is one of the top guys, but they're not Monsanto anymore. They got bought out, so I don't remember who they got bought out by, but they are like what everyone hears about, but they're not necessarily Monsanto anymore.
What is the biggest producing like genetically modified organism? Like what actual product is the biggest that they?
The most popular and like well known about is the rice, because that golden rice, like it's really well known since they've started the vitamin deficiency and like they're altering it to help that. But the corn and soybeans, they're all altered and not necessarily genetically altered, but they're still biochemically altered, like, or I don't remember what the word is. They're like, like where you, like alter them through like breeding